How much have I earned on eBay last year, 2024, as a part-time reseller? Let's have a look. Hello again and welcome to the channel where we are trying to make some money by selling stuff on eBay. I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad. So guys, recently I've noticed that trend on YouTube where people show their eBay numbers / earnings for the 2024, and I decided to jump on the wagon. I don't really like that because in UK tax year is not in line with calendar year, and all I can give you now is a rough estimation, no, not precise numbers. By the way, it baffles me that for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years, nobody in UK has figured out that it would be a good idea to fix the tax year with the calendar year like the rest of the world is doing. Yeah, it is what it is. We have to stick to what we've got. Anyway, I will give you my estimated numbers for 2004 in a minute. But before we start, if you are interested in reselling on eBay, please consider subscribing to the channel, and as this is what I've been talking about here for last, I don't know, 4 years. So before I give you the numbers, I need to give you the context. So number one, I am a part-timer. My main occupation is to be a carer for an elderly and disabled person. That takes the bulk of my day. On top of that, this person lives abroad, so I don't have many opportunities to source and photograph the stock that I sell. Yeah, because I can only do it when I'm home in UK, and in fact in 2024 I have only been home once. That was in April and May, and I literally had 26 days to source and photograph items to sell on eBay. So keep that in mind, that the money that I have earned by selling stock that I have sourced and photographed in 26 days. Yeah. Number two, for a part of 2024, I have run a second shop on eBay, a shop that I call Garbage Shop, where I had all the stock that I wanted to get rid of. I've merged both shops in August and started in September with only one shop, combined shop, in a bid to check some things really. Yeah, but that's not the story for this video. Number three, for almost entire August, both of the shops were closed, and during that time I didn't sell a single item. My wife had to come here to Poland to sort out some legal paperwork. Hence, there was nobody in UK to dispatch items that have sold, so we had to close the shops. So really, that money is for kind of 11 months, not 12 really. Yeah, and to be fair and honest, guys, with you, the sales were surprisingly low. I had an impression that we've sold significantly more, but I can't argue with the numbers. Numbers are what they are. They show what they show. So yeah, that would be it. Let's jump to the laptop and have a look at numbers. So guys, we are looking at the main shop. So 25,500 taken on the main shop, selling 2,336 items, about 30% up, both numbers. Selling cost surprisingly low, 17% only. That's due to those 2 months that we had without paying final value fees. So I've saved a lot of money on those and a lot of money on shop subscription as well, because I dropped down to the smallest shop. So yeah, that's nice to see actually. Uh, Average sale went down comparing to previous year, which is something that I don't want to see, but I know where that comes from. It comes from the fact that I'm trying to get rid of the cheap items, small sizes and stuff like that, sticky stock basically, and I've been flogging it cheap as chips basically. It also comes from the fact that uh, uh, that I combined those both shops basically. Because if you will, I'll show you the numbers from the second shop, and that number is even lower there. So yeah, so when I combined the shops, obviously that sticky stock, that garbage stock had an impact on this number. 10% lower on auctions than last year, but that's again due to the fact that there was zero fees, so I was not using auctions during those last 2 months of the year. Yes, so that's why, I believe. And I didn't have much of fresh stock, and I always flog my fresh stock on auctions first. So I only been home once, which means I didn't bring a lot of fresh stock with me, sort of speak. Repeat buyers are growing, 137% up. This is what I want to see, but this had an impact on the average sale as well. I'll talk about it a bit later. So what made the money? Tops and shirts with almost 33%, almost a third of my sales came from tops and shirts. This is, at the first glance, it's surprising, but it isn't really, because basically a third of my shop are tops and shirts, if not more than a third. And my shop is flooded with tops, flooded with tops. Second was dresses, 23% of sales came from dresses. That comes from the fact that I started to source in £1 charity shops, and I mostly picked dresses there. Like probably three quarters of the stock that I pick in £1 charity shops are dresses. And further down, trousers with 10%, skirts with 8%, and jumpers with 6%. All of them lower than last year, which is disappointing. Then jeans, shorts. Yeah, I started to sell more shorts during summer, and I can see that, but that's only 2% of overall sales, so really negligible. Then nightwear, I started to sell more nightwear as well, but again, 2% of overall sales. The rest is history, really, no point to even have a look at it. So we've got the numbers from the second shop, £3,900, 2.5% higher than last year, than the year before. 396 items sold. Average selling price very low, below 10 pounds. This is because I'm trying to flog basically sticky stock here, and it sells cheap, sometimes even below £2 plus postage. 33, almost 34% selling cost, which is a lot, because obviously with such a low amount of items, paying the shop subscription takes its toll here. That's why I have closed that shop, to be fair. Again, tops and shirts in the first place, then skirts, dresses, trousers, jumpers, jeans, and jackets. So guys, I will try now to combine both shops together and try to estimate profit by extracting postage and all the rest of overheads. My overheads are really low. I don't pay rent on my storage. I don't claim kind of part of my house bills as a business cost. Yeah, you may disagree with that, but this is what I do. So yeah, let's have a look how the profit looked like. So on both shops combined, in 2024, we have sold 2,782 items. That is adjusted for all the returns and refunds and stuff like that. We have taken 29,375 pounds, which means an average sale is 10 pounds 56 pence. That is bad. I would love to see that number being around 12, if not full 12, then in high 11, say 1170, 1180, 1190. However, one of my goals for the 2024 was to increase the numbers of multi-item orders, which means I want my customers to buy more than one item from me in one go. And obviously that creates a situation where that postage cost is split for like 3 items, 4 items, 5 items, whatever they buy, which means that average sale is lower because obviously if somebody buys something for 10 pounds plus 380 postage, then we have 1380 postage. But if somebody buys 3 items of 10 pounds plus 380 postage, then average sale is lower because that postage splits into 3. So we have 11 pounds, not 13 pounds 80. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why this number is basically smaller. However, also another reason is that I am trying to flog that sticky stock and I'm doing it on the cheap side. Now, what we've got here is cost. Costs, so eBay fees, 5,678 pounds. That includes final value fee, flat and variable, promoted listings, subscription, and postage paid on returns that are item not as described. Postage, that's estimated value. I pay for postage about £2.50 per item. Last tax year, I believe it was £2.48, if I remember correctly. So that's roughly the amount of money that I had to pay for postage, £6,955, £6,955, and that includes packaging materials as well. Cost of goods, again, estimated. I pay more or less £1 per item. £1 per item, so 2,782 pounds as a postage cost, as a cost of goods. I may pay slightly more, let's say up to £1.10. I think last tax year when I made the calculation, it was something around £1.07. So yeah, but for the sake of easy maths, whatever I overestimated on the postage, I underestimated on the cost of goods, it will work out basically more or less correctly. Other costs, again, estimation, I've put £2,000. This is mileage, phone, some bits and bobs that you need, like, I don't know, like that template for the post office if your item is good enough for large letter and stuff like that. And it's also my bookkeeping software over here, and that is not more than 2,000 pounds altogether. Like I said, my overheads are really, really low. If anything, that number is overestimated. Excuse me. That gives me a total of costs £17,415. So we've got takings 29,375, costs 17,415, profit 11,960 pounds. So let's talk about it. Okay, is it good? Is it bad? Well, depends on how you look at it. eBay is my main income. I rely on it to pay my bills. Luckily, my cost of living is not very high. I live in my own house, my mortgage is decently low, certainly significantly lower than the rent I would have to pay for the same kind of property, like below 50% of what I would pay renting. I've got another streams of income. I took about £370 on Vinted last year. I took about £650 for YouTube. And I also have other streams, and it's not the time and the place to talk about them. And to reboot all those keyboard warriors, no, I don't claim benefits. Yeah, I want to say that loud and clear. I don't claim benefits, right? So if you look at it this way, for 26 days of full-time sourcing and photographing, and then maybe an hour a day for the rest of the year, I have almost managed to get minimum wage. For me, it's not too shabby. However, it's not really enough to survive, isn't it? But we are trying and we are managing. Okay, I work more than 1 hour a day. For example, at the moment now I cross-list on Vinted. Yeah, I also do some work on YouTube. I do some experiments on eBay, trying to improve my sales. But to be 100% clear and honest, if I was home in UK reselling full time, most likely I wouldn't do all that stuff, and I would concentrate on sourcing, photographing, listing, and most importantly, selling more items. I wouldn't be even bothered to cross list on Vinted, for example. Yeah? Would it be possible to double that money? Easy, without a shade of doubt. I would say tripling, maybe even quadrupling would be possible. Yeah, I mean, taking sales to the VAT threshold, which is what, 90,000 a year at the moment? I think it is. Yeah, then with the profit being 40,000 pounds a year before tax, it is definitely achievable if I was doing it full time in UK, concentrating on that only 8 hours a day. Yeah, so that's my numbers. You be the judge if that's okay, if that's not okay. But this is what it is. Yeah, this is how much I have earned last year, 2024. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the privilege of being listened to. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. If you wish to support me and this channel further, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. This is the best way to help me and this channel to basically carry on. Yeah? Have a great day. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye bye.